Mahatma Gandhi. Introduction. Mohandas Karamchandra Gandhi was born in the town of Porbandar in the state of what is now Gujarat on 2 October 1869. He had his schooling in nearby Rajkot, where his father served as the advisor or prime minister to the local ruler. At 13, he was married to Kasturba or Kasturba Bai, who was of the same age as Mohandas himself. Education. In 1888, Gandhi set sail for England, where he had decided to pursue a degree in law. Gandhi showed determination and single-minded pursuit of his purpose and accomplished his objective of finishing his degree from the Inner Temple. He was called to the bar in 1891 and even enrolled in the High Court of London. But later that year, he left for India. Movement for freedom. After 1 year of non-successful law practice, Gandhi decided to accept an offer from an Indian businessman in South Africa, Dada Abdullah, to join him as legal advisor. The Indians who had been living in South Africa were without political rights and were generally known by the derogatory name of coolies. Gandhi was to emerge as leader of the Indian community, and it is in South Africa that he first coined the term satyagraha to signify his theory and practice of non-violent resistance. After organizing civil disobedience movement for Indians living in South Africa, he returned to India in 1915. Though he was not completely unknown in India, Gandhi followed the advice of his political mentor Gokhale and took it upon himself to acquire a familiarity with Indian conditions. In India, he set out on a train journey to different parts of the country, trying to understand problems of farmers, peasants, and urban laborers and organizing protests for them. Over the next few years, he was to become involved in numerous local struggles, such as at Champaran in Bihar, where workers on indigo plantations complained of oppressive working conditions, and at Ahmedabad, where dispute had broken out between management and workers at textile mills. His interventions earned Gandhi a considerable reputation, and his rapid ascendancy to the helm of nationalist politics is signified by his leadership of the opposition to repressive legislation known as the Rowlatt Acts in 1919. Gandhi was a social reformist and a leader of Indian independence movement who introduced the idea of non-violent resistance called satyagraha. He assumed the leadership of the Indian National Congress in 1921 and rose to become its most prominent leader and an iconic figure in Indian politics. He organized the Dandi Salt March in 1930 and Quit India movement in 1942. He also worked for the upliftment of untouchables and had them a new name, Horizon, meaning the children of God. Gandhi also wrote extensively for various newspapers, and his symbol of self-reliance, the spinning wheel, became a popular symbol of Indian independence movement. Death. He was shot dead by Nathuram Godse on January 31, 1948.